Hey, it's Chuck. Continuing on our Transgender Awareness Week series, we're doing a trans history primer of sorts. Not trivia, this is infrastructure. These moments explain how we got here and why it still matters. So let's dive into it. In Berlin in 1919, the Institute for Sexual Science was founded. Magnus Hirschfeld built a center studying sex and gender diversity. And for timeline purposes, please understand that this was less than a decade after World War I. But in 1933, Nazis, because Nazis ruin everything, Nazis looted and burned the archives. So when people say, this is new, we've never seen this many LGBTQIA people before, remember, a lot of the records were destroyed. So it isn't new. This might be new to them, but let's face it, we've been living it all of our lives. This isn't new to us. In 1952, Christine Jorgensen's transition made front page news. And while it was likely salacious and sensationalized coverage, it pushed visibility into the mainstream conversation. In 1959, at Cooper's Donuts in Los Angeles, patrons, many of them gender nonconforming and trans women, pushed back against police harassment. The documentation is scant. It's not really perfect here. But the point is that resistance didn't start with hashtags. Much like the civil rights movement for Black Americans, it started in a restaurant. So let's stick with rights and restaurants. In 1966, at Compton's cafeteria, located in the Tenderloin in San Francisco, trans women and drag queens. I'm noticing a pattern here. Why is it always the trans women who are in the front of the fight? Maybe we need to learn something from them. Maybe we need to emulate them just a little bit more. But trans women and drag queens fought back against routine arrests. And this is 3 years before Stonewall. This is a cornerstone for modern trans organizing and public defense. In 1969, we get Stonewall in New York. A police raid sparked a multi-night uprising beginning on June 28th on Christopher Street. Stonewall, it really catalyzes the broader sustained mobilization efforts of the Pride movement. It's the cornerstone of the Pride movement as well. It establishes rallies, organizations, media, and becomes a symbol of queer and trans resistance to state harassment. 1 year later, in 1970, the first Pride marches start in New York, LA, and Chicago, and the Pride movement goes public, and we know where it's gone from there. 1970 also saw the founding of STAR, Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. Marsha Johnson of Stonewall infamy and Sylvia Rivera started to house and organize homeless queer and trans youth. That's amazing. This is mutual aid, community taking care of community when institutions won't. And in 1999, while the world panicked about Y2K, Gwendolyn Ann Smith worried about more senseless murders. And she created Trans Day of Remembrance after the murder of her friend Rita Hester, who was a Black trans woman in Boston. This is an effort to name the lives stolen by anti-trans violence and to protect the living. Fast forward to 2020, the Supreme Court in Bostock v. Clayton County of Georgia, with Justice Neil Gorsuch, of all people, writing in a 6-3 majority opinion, said that Title VII's ban on sexual discrimination covers sexual orientation and gender identity. Translation here? Covered employers can't fire you because you're trans. They can't refuse to hire you or punish you because you're gay or trans. Thread it all together, and you find that research leads to visibility, leads to resistance, leads to mutual aid, leads to remembrance, leads to law. And that scaffolding, that's what sits under today's fights. Ideas that match, jobs without retaliation, healthcare without politics, and kids called by their named pronouns without debate. If one of these was new to you, comment history in the year that was new. If you're a leader, if you're a parent or an educator, update one policy this week and tell me which one in the comments. I'm Chuck, the bald therapist. Work on you. Take no bullshit. Don't forget why you matter. Have a gentle week.